Hey everyone, Lauren Alvin with Add a Pup Dog and Puppy Training. I want to talk about no. No. What it is, what it isn't, and why you don't need it. No. This will come up in event plug, Dogs Will Be Dogs at North Paws, May 19th, 3 to 5. It's free, register with North Paws. There's info on the Facebook page. So, no isn't really that useful. I often hear people say, oh, my dog knows no. If I say no, then she'll stop it. What does she do instead? She kind of just goes back to it. Or does she do it again later? Yeah. So they don't know no. You're just yelling something. You could be yelling, apple! And they'd probably stop and go, what? It's the couch is falling out of their mouth. He doesn't respond to no. He doesn't know anything. If I say no, it doesn't do anything. Why would they? Have you taught them that no means something? Is it just you making angry sounds and they're supposed to know K-N-O-W that means cease, look at me, or unacceptable, or whatever meanings that humans attribute to it? If you haven't taught them that the sound means something, there's no reason they would know it unless you're saying it scary enough to suppress something in the moment and get them to stop doing whatever they were doing. Or, even more concerning, they don't like no. If I say no, they'll start barking at me, or they'll nip me, or they'll do something back at me. Who does? Who does like being told no? Nobody. But especially if you're an amped up puppy often, and you're doing something, and you're having a grand old time because you were bored, and then someone comes up and goes, wah, 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 and tries to take your toy away. Of course you're gonna get more amped up and be, whoa, oh yeah, now they're paying attention to me, chomp, 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 going crazy town. They don't know what no means if you haven't taught them that it means anything. If you want, you could teach your dog that no means sit, or no means run away and go find mom. That's what I think Patricia McConnell did. Or no means look at me, something. But no is really a vacuum. So think of it this way. You ask your significant other what they want for dinner. I don't know. Do you want Mexican food? No. Do you want barbecue? No. Do you want a sub? No. Do you want spaghetti? No. Do you want to just have a sandwich? No. Do you want to eat dirt? No. What do you want? It's just a bunch of no's. It doesn't tell them what you want them to do. Of course it's frustrating. So we can't teach dogs not to do something. No is a vacuum, and we can't teach a vacuum. We need to teach them and ask them to do behaviors. If a dead dog could do it, it's not a behavior. We need to teach a dog to do something. So if you find this on the tip of your tongue, take a split second and say, what do I want the dog to actually do? Do you want them to look at you? Well, it's probably gonna get their attention. You teach it, at least. Do you want them to come towards you? Come. Body language, nose target, teach it, work on it, ask them to do it. Do you want them to just leave their sibling alone? All of the above. Kissy noise, body language, maybe stand in between something, encourage them away. But just going no doesn't tell them anything. It's our idea of a dead end at the end of that behavioral neural pathway, but they're just going, oh, they're making human noises again. Yeah, I'll bite my sister. It doesn't tell them what we want them to do. So if we want them to actually, well, here's the thing. Can't teach them not to do stuff. If your dog's doing something you don't want them to do, then you have to ask yourself, what do I want them to do? We can't teach them to stop. We can't teach them to not. We can't teach them to never. But we can teach them to do something else, something incompatible, or something that gets them where we want and need them to be, closer to us, or looking at us, or thinking about us, something. So this is Teach, Prevent, Pay, which I talked about in another video. What do I want the dog to actually do? Teach them how to do it. If they've never learned that look at me means abandon whatever you're paying attention to and look at the human, teach them how to do that. Most dogs respond to kissy noise, unless they're sleeping. But you can teach that as well. Nina has a kissy noise attention. She also has, she's really asleep. But that's her attention cue. There it is when we go out. You can teach your dog that, or just their name response if you like. Teach them how to do it. Prevent. Dogs do what works for dogs. If they're performing a behavior, it's working somehow. Either it gets them what they want, oh boy, the person's roughy-toughying with me, or they don't know what else to do. There's a vacuum there. If we just take away the thing that made the most sense for them to do it in the moment and don't put anything in its place, they're just gonna go be dogs again next time, because what else are they supposed to do? Yeah, mom yells sometimes, but it never occurred to me to sit my butt down when I'm excited, because that makes no sense. So we have to prevent them from practicing the old behavior and prevent them from being paid for the old behavior. They do what works for them. If they're being reinforced for a behavior, it's gonna stick around. Then we ask, how can I pay the dog for the behavior that I want? Dogs do what works for dogs. If the old behavior doesn't work, they never practice it anyway, and doing the new thing pays off all the time with delicious goodies and attention and everything you could ever want, and you get every possible opportunity to practice it whenever the situation arises. That's what you're gonna do. So you taught them how to do it, you've got the little neural pathway installed. They don't go down the old one, they go down the new one, and that one becomes the default. No no's necessary. If you find yourself yelling it, then ask, why? What do I want the dog to do? Obviously, I'm not criticizing you. If your dog is running in the street and you start screaming every word you can think of, that's not what this is about. This is about learning. And you don't need no's to learn, because no is a vacuum. So I hope that helps. Come to Dogs Will Be Dogs on May 19th. We'll go more over this. It's applied behavior analysis, essentially, but for dogs. And we'll apply that teach, prevent, pay to a lot of common concerns. We've got other stuff coming up. Pet CPR certification is on June 3rd. That's a Sunday at 1. Money from that goes to For Otis's Sake. I'm really just hosting. It's being put on by someone who's qualified to teach pet CPR. It's $69.95 a person with an ebook. It's a little bit more if you want a printed book. It's limited to 20, and it's for people 12 years and up. So teens can come too. We've got adult and puppy classes. We've only got one class a month in the summer because everyone's going on vacation. It's crazy town. Zany to Zen's gonna come back in August, and I Love the Vet is a cooperative and low stress vet visit and husbandry class we're teaching with North Paws Animal Hospital. That'll be in June. More info on that is on the website. We're gonna do muzzle training and nail trims and nail files and the bucket game and chin rests and all sorts of fun stuff. And at the least, your dog gets 6 fun chicken visits to the vet where they don't get an injection. So that's a win too. Let me know if you have any questions or requests. Keep in touch. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.